Greetings, fellow gamers! I'm the Soulsborne Seeker and I'm back with a new video showcasing 10 upcoming indie Metroidvania games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2024 or later. Before we start, as always, a kind reminder to please consider subscribing to the channel if you end up enjoying this content, since it will help me reach even more people and spread the knowledge far and wide. And now, without further ado, let's dive into it. We begin our journey with Caravan SandWitch, a narrative-driven adventure game with a strong emphasis on exploration. The story transpires in a surprisingly peaceful post-apocalyptic world named Sigalo, in which the various races that inhabit it live in harmony as they do their best to help one another. You sit behind the wheel of your van as a young woman that embarks on a journey across the weary land in search of your sister, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Caravan SandWitch is meant to be a pacifistic experience in which there's no combat or death, just you, your van, and a vast world to explore. You will get to interact with the various communities across the planet and meet new people whom you will be able to assist, effectively strengthening your bond with them and making Sigalo a better place. Exploration of the map can happen both via foot or with your van, though of special note here is said vehicle, which you will be able to upgrade and attach new tools to it that will allow you to open up new areas for exploration. Caravan SandWitch is expected to come out on the 12th of September 2024 and has been confirmed for PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS5. Next comes Death Machine, a fusion of Metroidvania and roguelite set against the backdrop of a dark science fiction setting. You are a traitor, one that has denied the absolute dogmatic vision of the machine and cast down into the darkness. But in the dark you find your chance at vengeance as you strike a deal with an ancient entity that gives you the power to ascend the citadel of the machine and end its reign of iron, blood, and bone. Death Machine features a roguelite system when it comes to its items, meaning that each run you undertake will have you discover new equipables to help you take down your foes. Destroying your enemies will yield skulls, the game's currency, which you will then be able to spend with a merchant at a safe haven in exchange for new items and abilities which you can mix and match to bring forth mighty builds. There is currently no mention of the roguelite element affecting the map, just the items, though whether new information will come out to disprove that remains to be seen. Death Machine is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Following, we have Escape from CALYPSO, an interesting blend of Metroidvania, survival horror, and puzzle solving. You step into the boots of a man that finds himself on board a seemingly abandoned colonization spaceship called CALYPSO, who soon discovers that something sinister is lurking in the dark, something responsible for the grotesque fate of the vessel. Your task is to make it off the ship with your life while avoiding death at the claws of not only the mysterious creature but also the crew, that turns out to not be as dead as it seemed. What's interesting about this game is that the all guns blazing approach is not ideal, which is why it incorporates elements of stealth mechanics in order for you to run and hide from the abominations on your trail. Escape from CALYPSO is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Moving on, there's Fatal Claw, an action-adventure Metroidvania game that mixes fantasy with contemporary themes. The game takes place in a fallen fantasy world that has been rebuilt with modern technology, resulting in an amalgamation of fantastical creatures and contemporary inhabitants. You embody Kisha, an anthropomorphic cat that goes on a quest to figure out what caused the world's fall in the first place, at the same time fighting against dark forces and rescuing those in need. What's interesting about Fatal Claw is its focus on non-linearity, which means you can explore the world in the order you see fit instead of being led from point A to point B, thus allowing you to forge your own path, which can result in different endings as well. Combat will also play a very important role here, with Kisha having a diverse range of magic skills at his disposal to destroy his enemies. Fatal Claw is expected to come out sometime in 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. Farther down the path we have Kong, Survivor Instinct, a Metroidvania situated within the official monsterverse that has been established by the recent films featuring Godzilla and King Kong. Massive monsters called Titans are wreaking havoc across your city. You take on the role of David, an oil rig worker who is forced to brave the crumbling cityscape as he searches for his daughter Stacy. To do that, David will have to harness the power of the Titans to his advantage, something made possible through the use of a device prototype called Orca-S, including seeking the assistance of King Kong himself in order to face off against the colossal creatures as well as navigate the increasingly dangerous concrete jungle. Monsters aside, David will also have to face off against a mercenary group called Hyenas, led by eco-terrorist Alan Jonah, who has a dark purpose of his own. It should be noted that the game incorporates survival elements, which will have you scavenge for resources, weapons, and tools in order to solve environmental puzzles and fend off your enemies. Kong's Survivor Instinct is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. Going onwards, there's Silent Planet, a dark science fiction Metroidvania title with elements of cosmic horror. The year is 2997. Somewhere beneath the ground of the planet Talkandra lies a claustrophobic complex that's rumored to hold the Angel's Egg, an ancient artifact believed to be the source of all life in the universe. You take on the role of Apranik, a woman tasked with retrieving the Angel's Egg from the bowels of the complex, a place now home to technological and biological horrors left behind by a civilization long gone. Silent Planet goes for an oppressive ambience, accentuating feelings of dread and solitude as you face eldritch horrors beyond your understanding. Thankfully, you are anything but helpless as you have an array of melee and ranged psychokinetic attacks at your disposal which can take down even the deadliest of foes when used efficiently. The game also adopts a dynamic approach in its exploration, since certain actions you take during your playthrough will influence the environment around you, something that could also denote to a degree of replayability value. Silent Planet is expected to come out sometime in the second quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Continuing our voyage, there's the Milliner, a gunslinging Metroidvania game with a noir aesthetic. Set in the oppressive world of Anfransone, the narrative follows our unnamed gunslinger protagonist as he navigates this broken realm under the watchful eye of the Milliner, a visionary entity that will do everything in its power to kill him. Incorporating a non-linear approach to exploration, the Milliner places huge emphasis on free-flowing and creative movement. Essentially, the majority of abilities and equipment you acquire throughout your journey will be largely aimed towards traversal, including your basic gun, which can be used to double jump by utilizing the pushback of each shot. Boasting a huge collection of weapons and sidearms to find and mix and match, the Milliner will allow you to tailor your playstyle to your own tastes, effectively personalizing the experience. Bosses will also be of note, which will feature no randomness in their patterns and will reward observation and snappy reflexes. The Milliner has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Third from the end, we have the Shaman's Arc, a Metroidvania experience inspired by the aesthetics of nomadic Asian cultures. Long ago, when the old world was in danger of being engulfed by the abyss, the great shaman saved his people by transferring them to the Ark, a new home above the void. Generations passed and eventually the great shaman went down in history as a legend. However, the horror of the abyss is about to return as it has slowly started to seep into the Ark, drop by drop. And thus, you, the great shaman, has returned to set things right once more. The thing that clearly stands out about the Shaman's Arc is its unconventional rhythm combat system, which relies on precise timing in order for you to unleash a flurry of blows with your shamanic drum at your enemies so as to emerge victorious. The game will also feature gigantic bosses for you to clash against, each one with its own set of attack patterns to overcome. The Shaman's Arc is expected to come out sometime in the fourth quarter of 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Nearing the finale, there's Ty's Soul Link, a Metroidvania featuring elements of action RPGs. It is the year 2097 and humanity is still trying to recover from the destructive effects brought about by climate change 40 years ago. In this new world, a symbiotic connection known as Soul Link has been discovered, an intense spiritual relationship between a human and an animal that allows them to share thoughts, sensations, and vitality without losing individual thought. Enter Kiro and Chloe, a fox and a girl who are forcibly separated, causing them great distress as their soul link suffers. Now weakened, Kiro embarks on a bloody quest to get Chloe back before both of them meet an untimely end. By far the standout aspect of this game is the extensive customization of Kiro's combat approach and efficiency via the use of numerous skills you can find and slot, as well as several equipable items that will offer both offensive and defensive capabilities, all of which you can mix and match to play around with different builds. Ty's Soul Link has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC and Nintendo Switch. Finally, we have Maui the Shapeshifter, a colorful Metroidvania adventure that draws inspiration from Polynesian mythology. Here you'll brandish the magical hook of Maui the demigod as you fight back against Semic, a nefarious otherworldly creature that launches an all-out attack on your island. As a partly divine entity, Maui is blessed with the ability to take the form of a variety of different animals, such as a turtle, a spider, and a butterfly, among others. Each one opening up new paths for you to explore across the isle, which is home to several different biomes including tropical forests, majestic waterfalls, imposing volcanoes, and even a spirit realm, just to name a few. There's also a good deal of customization available when it comes to your skill expression, with the game featuring a slot system that allows you to equip different combinations of passive and active skills in order to find the playstyle that suits you best. Maui the Shapeshifter has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below and feel free to point out any obscure titles you may have come across. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out!